A palliative care nurse once documented the top 5 regrets of people on their deathbeds. Guess what the number one regret was? Not money, not fame, not even family issues. It was this: I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. The most common regret of the dying was caring too much about others and not enough about what they truly wanted. Let that sink in for a moment. People at the end of their life looking back and they're like, you know, we blew it by living for others instead of for ourselves. They spent decades chasing approval, playing it safe, doing the right thing by society standards, and then time ran out. They realized too late that those judgy others weren't the ones living their life. They were. And they blew the chance to make it their own. I don't know about you, but I sure as hell refuse to let that be my story. Life is way too short to be living someone else's script. You get one shot at this. And I mean, why would you waste it trying to impress people who at the end they won't even show up at your funeral? Think about it. You are not trying to impress your beloved ones. You are not trying to impress your mom or dad. You are trying to impress some people that they don't care about you. They're too busy playing their own game, their own life. So think about the crowd whose judgments you fear. How many of those people do you think will be there holding your hand when shit really hits the fan in your life? Seriously now. How many of them will visit you in the hospital or help you when you're down? Or as I said, show up when you're dying. Maybe a handful of, maybe a handful at most, but I mean, those are likely not the ones making you feel judged. The reality is, most of those judgment voices are, the characters in the story of your life. Meanwhile, you are the main character living with the consequences. So why give the crowd the power to direct your movie? Living for others is a losing game because the rules always change and you never truly win. Even if somehow you manage to control yourself to please everyone, again, impossible. I mean, but let's say you did. You'd wake up one day and not recognize the person in the mirror. You'd have built a life that wasn't yours. I mean, how fucked up that is. You have a really short amount of time to live because life is too short, and you don't live it for yourself, you live it for the others. Maybe you like a simple, humble house, apartment, a condo, but you go get that fancy, expensive house, paying mortgage and all that just to impress the others. Maybe you like a normal, good, simple car, but you go get that expensive, fancy car just to impress the. Maybe you don't like to go to the fancy restaurants. Maybe you love, you know, going somewhere out of the town, enjoying your steak or whatever you're eating, a salad or something, or a fish. But instead, you gotta go to that fancy restaurant and pay 10 times more for the same fish that you could get in the countryside. And I'm not saying, hey, by the way, don't get me wrong, I'm not against the fancy restaurants and I'm not against uh, the luxury lifestyle. I actually love it. Okay. I love to have the jet, the yacht, and, collection of watches and cars and all that. I fucking love it. Okay, I'm that guy. Yes, but all I'm saying, if I love that, then I'm gonna work towards that. I'm not gonna cheat myself and act as yeah, if I have seen these people that they like the luxury life, they like the good car, they like the expense, they like the Rolls Royce, they like the Ferrari, the Lambo and all that, but because they can't get it, because they didn't work enough or smart enough, or for any reason they didn't make it and they can't get it, now they start cheating themselves. Oh no, I actually don't like it. Oh no, these people. Oh no, who want? Oh no, like, yes, that's stupid. But inside they're burning. They wish they could have that Bentley. They wish they could have that Ferrari. They wish they could have that hot chick. They wish they could have that um Patek Philippe watch, or AP, or Richard Mille. They wish they could have traveled to Miami, to Dubai, to Ibiza, to Mykonos, and all these fancy places. They wish. But because they can't make it, they start acting like they're hating it. Don't cheat yourself. Don't cheat. Or, on the other hand, there are the people that they do have the money and they like to, they like the simple life. They have the money, but they can buy a mansion, but they don't. They just like their humble apartment. They really love it, with the IKEA furniture. It feels cozy, feels friendly, feels humble. And on the weekend, they don't want to go out. They want to stay in, watch TV, watch Netflix. There's no problem with that. They want to watch, someone wants to watch the baseball or soccer or basketball or, American football, you name it. But instead, oh no, I can't. I gotta go out. I gotta post that story on my social media. I gotta show off. I gotta show that I was in that restaurant. And then after that, I gotta go to that club. And after that, I gotta go to that after party. So I got to make this full day program. So I gotta show that I left my house like 7 p.m. So I went there for a cocktail, then I went to that restaurant, then I went to that club, then I went to that party. And in reality, when they come back home, I didn't fucking like it. I didn't enjoy it. I faked it. I rather stay at home, playing PlayStation, watching movie, just chilling on the couch, scrolling on social media, rather than. So I love both. I'm not against the humble life living, and I'm not against the, let's call it showing off or luxury lifestyle. All I'm saying, see what you want and do it, because life is too short. Don't live it for the others. And you don't realize those people that you are trying to impress, they don't give a damn about you. They don't even look at you. Or even if they do, it's just for a second or a minute. That's it. Then they are back to their own game. Then they are back to what they are building. Then they are back to their own problems. So who are you really trying to impress? And you don't even realize. Days are passing, months are passing, years are passing. You're getting old. You can never get your, you know, young life back. And all you care is trying to impress the others. And at the end, for what? For whom? So wake up. Now, I mean, how many of those people do you think? I said it again before. How many of those people, as a matter of fact, when you have, I wanted to say how many of those people, will be there when you have a problem, which I said it a few times. But as a matter of fact, if you have a problem, if you need money, if you need help, you don't even go to those people that you are trying to show off or to impress, or you are living your life for them. Oh, because it's not classy. I can't go ask that guy if he can borrow me some money. I can't go ask that girl. I can't go ask that, my neighbor. I can't go ask that. You won't. You're gonna, even if they come to you and they ask you, if let's say they see you at a party or something, and they ask you, hey, you good, man? Like, maybe he's a powerful person. You good? You need anything? And yeah, you need 100 things. You need help. You are broken inside, you need money, you need help, maybe you are doing a movement, maybe you are changing your house and you need someone to help you because you can't afford paying for a movement company to come help you out. And as a matter of fact, still you're gonna fake it. You're gonna be like, no, I'm good, I'm all good. Oh yeah, buddy, thank you, I appreciate it, all good, bro. So why? That's my question. Why? You are trying to impress someone that they don't care about you, they don't even see you, and if somewhere, somehow you run into each other and he asks you if you need any help, still you're gonna lie just to impress. You're gonna be like, no, I don't, I'm good. Or if you go out, you might have like $100 in your bank account. That's all your net worth, while the other person is a millionaire, and you're just trying to act, impress, show off by paying his bill, while he's like, no, let me pay my own, or I got it, I got yours too. But you're like, no, 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 no. Put your money back to your pocket. No, I got this. I got this. I got this. And then let's say you meet that person at the bar, right? So you wanna impress him by paying his drink. And then you go back home, oh God, I just have like $50 left in my, what am I supposed to do until I get my salary, the end of the month or the end of the week? That's the reality that you all dealing with, trying to impress the others, trying to live your life for the others, doing everything for the others. The way that you eat, the way that you walk, the way that you wear, what you drive, where you live is all for the others. And you don't realize you're losing your life. Living for others is a losing game. It's a losing game. Now, look, um, specific kind of fear that haunts a lot of, I mean, um, now I want to talk about entrepreneurs in here and creators. Okay, the fear of rejection. So, because being rejected often comes with that, like they didn't like me, my idea, they judged me and found me lacking, or I'm not smart enough, and all that. But I want you to start seeing rejection differently. In business, it's it's a blessed to being rejected. If you're not being rejected, there is something off. Just don't be happy if you are building something and is your day one and no one is rejecting you and everybody are like, wow, amazing. Yo, you gotta step back. You gotta be like, there's something off in here. It's impossible. If nobody is against me, everything, this is happening in my company. Sometimes, being a solo founder is kind of like being a single parent. It's really hard. Every day I wish if I would have like 2 3 co-founders so we could have split the work, the hassles and all that. So every day waking up, again, being CEO is, I do believe, is a really being founder actually is a founder CEO. Day one is a really shitty position because you only deal with problems. You are a human. At some point, you're gonna break. You can't just take it every day from morning till night, night till morning. Just problems, 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 problems. You can't take it, bro. You're a human. You're not like alien or Superman or something. So sometimes this is my life. Every day waking up like, now from the government to the competition to you name it. And of course, 2025 being Persian, or you might call it Iranian, and living in Europe and America, it's tough. There's so many things to deal with, from the residence permits to opening bank accounts, closing your bank accounts just because you're Iranian, travel permits, yeah, you name it. Oh my God, it's really hard. So you don't, only the Iranians would get it. It's kind of like being Iran or from North Korea, or or if you are old enough that maybe your parents were from the Soviet Union, you can understand what I'm talking about. Otherwise, you are blessed that you are not from these countries. because you might, that means you have a strong passport, you can travel the world, you can open any bank accounts you want, business, raise money, loans, and all that. As an Iranian citizen, I don't have all those privileges, so it's hard being solo founder and being Iranian and living in Europe and America, and then competition and all that. So every day when I'm waking up and opening my Slack, I'm like, waiting for, I'm just seeing bad news, right, from my employees, you name it. Sometimes when I'm waking up and I don't see anything, then I'm like, all right. So, because every time before work, I have to work out. So that's my routine. If I don't work out, I have a really shitty day. So I wake up like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., somewhere there. And first thing I go run for 10 kilometers, working out, come back, taking a shower, having my breakfast, and start working. So when I'm waking up, sometimes I don't see any bad news. I'm like, okay, let me finish my workout. It's gonna happen. So then it goes like 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m. I'm like, what? Then, to be honest, I reach out to my employees. Then I'm like, hey, guys, maybe you forgot to tell me something. Maybe someone emailed you or texted you or called you or something. Maybe someone called the office and you guys forgot to tell me. Everything is good. Competition, government, tax office, insurance, here, there, friends, enemies, And they're like, no, good. Nothing today. I'm like, this is weird. What's happening? So this is kind of like, you know, um, the silence before the storm. What's gonna come? God, oh please help me. So now, in business, guys, don't get upset for the rejection. Rejection is a bless because every rejection is giving you that, the power. It's kind of like a doping to power you up, to boost you, to level up, to become better version of yourself. I see the people, they are going to raise money and they get rejected and then they get mad and it feels like personal. Bro, you're going to ask someone for the money, for their money, their hard-earned money, and they don't want to give it to you, and you feel peace and you feel the world is over and you have to give up and this is not for me. Now, seriously, think about it for a moment. I mean, you think I built my startup without facing rejection? No, seriously. I probably hear no more than yes in any given week. Early on, when I was pitching my startup idea, I got so many, you name it, from polite declines to skeptical looks, outright laughs. I lost count. Nobody believed in my idea at first. Or even if they did, they were like, no, you can't make it, you can't do it, you don't have the experience, first time founder, solo founder, Iranian founder. I had potential investors literally like roll their eyes at me. I had industry people essentially, you know, pat me on the on the head and say like, good luck, kid. In that tone that, really mean like you are doomed. It sucked. Rejection always does. At least at first. But I always I never got it like a personal thing. So first of all, I'm like, I'm gonna raise money, I'm asking people for money, I get rejected, so I'm going to the next. It's kind of like the homeless guy behind the red light. They're coming to you, you don't pull down your window, they go to the next. Even if nobody gives them money, so light turns green, they go back, and then they wait for the light turns red, and at the end of the day, they're gonna make their dope. At the end of the day, they're gonna get something. Someone's gonna give them a penny or something, or a dollar or two. They don't give up. That's the whole point, not giving up. And oh my God, like some entrepreneurs are like big pussies. They should have never become entrepreneur. First time they hear rejection, that they give up, they pivot, they go do something else. I mean, seriously. So I want you to tattoo this on your brain. Rejection is not a reflection of your worth or potential. It's often just a reflection of the other person's perspective of lack of vision. That's it. Especially in entrepreneurship. You think every great entrepreneur had universal support from day one? Not a chance. Not a chance. Let's drop some example, like for perspective. So I've been if you have listened to my previous pod, so I've been talking about this too, like about Airbnb, about Uber, about all these unicorn ideas, all these multi-billion dollar companies. So they've been, I mean, look, for Airbnb, right? It's a massive company worth of tens of billions. But in 2008, when the founders were trying to raise just 150K, guys, just 150K. Think about it. Airbnb, 150K. And most probably for a 20% equity, somewhere there, 10, 15, 20. I don't know how much, but it was somewhere there. So they approached like so many different investors. All of them, they pass on the opportunity. All of them straight no. And they were laughing at them. Like, seriously. People, they go on travel. And, there are hotels, there are villas, there's so many things. There's booking.com and all that. Why the hell someone would let a stranger coming to their house and sharing their bedroom? So now, step back a little. I'm talking about Airbnb day one. I'm not talking about Airbnb now that you can rent a palace and all that. I'm talking about when they used to call it, if I'm not mistaken, air and bed, something like that, bed and breakfast, something like that. So when it used to be like, you go to someone's house and like it's a 20, 40, 30, 50 square meter studio, and hey, man, nice to meet you. I'm sleeping on this side of the room, you're sleeping on that side of the room, or there's a mattress, you're on the floor, enjoy it. So they were asking for $150,000. I mean, think about it. Now I'm sure you are thinking, oh God, really? If I knew, if I had the chance, oh, if my father, my parents, if they knew, they could have just give them. And I'm sure you could have closed the deal, because these guys were desperate, right? They had no money, they had used all their credit cards and all that. So they were trying to raise 150, but I'm pretty sure you could, if you had the money, you go back to the, like, you had the time machine and you could go back, like you could drop you show them 100K cash or even 80 or 70, they would take it. They wouldn't say no. All right. So now you would be a billionaire, and you wouldn't even listen to this pod, and you would somewhere be, in Monaco or somewhere enjoying Formula One from your yacht deck. So, but they didn't give up, and their idea was kind of strange, to be honest. Someone stranger coming to. When I'm thinking, when I'm going back to the moment, I'm like, if I was an investor, I would never also drop a money on them. Because I'm like, dude, people going on vacation, there are hotels, they book hotels, they love the hotel. There's a reception, there are, services, breakfast, and all that, safety. Even if not, there are still like so many, oh my God, thousands, millions of websites that you could book villas and penthouses and condos and apartments, even if you want to, So, yeah. Why someone, I wouldn't do that. I would never go to a stranger house and like knock, knock, knock. Can I, sleep on the mattress on the floor on, next to your bed or something? Or I would never let a stranger come into my house. God knows what they're about to do. But they didn't give up. Despite all the odds against them. All the odds against them. They didn't give up. And now you are working on a sweet AI project that, everybody, they like the idea, they agree with the idea, they give it their, yeah, I would use it, yeah, this would be useful. But just because it's hard to raise money or managing a company, you're just giving up. Or I talked about this before too, or the KFC's Colonel Sanders, that the dude was rejected for 1009 times. 1009 times. Bro, imagine you listen 1009 times no, no, no to your face before to hearing the yes at the 1010th, right? Or Uber. Who would think? Who would think? Like somebody would come to me with an Uber idea, or to you, or to anybody else. You would be like, you know, first of all, there are taxis, and who would let imagine a father who would let in the middle of the night stranger coming picking up his 10, 12, 13, 14 years old daughter from point A to take her to point B. Bro, this sounds to me like rape and murder in the middle of the night. I'm not talking about like cities like, the European cities, or I'm talking about like Central America. I'm talking about like, Kentucky, about like Georgia, Mississippi. I'm like, would you let that happen? No, despite even like the biggest, like if you talk to the like biggest like investors, like you talk to Mark Cuban, you talk to the people of the industry, the gods of the industry, right? Like Mark Cuban, Mr. Wonderful, Gary Vee, all those people. Go to search them on YouTube. You see, they all like, we passed on Uber. It's our biggest regret. We passed on Uber because nobody believed in Travis' idea. Who was the founder of Uber? Nobody believed in his idea. And they were like, it's against the regulations, against the policy. And then, I mean, even you can see the documentary is on Netflix. It's 10 episodes, sweet, beautiful. I highly recommend you to watch that documentary. So the government were against him, bro. Like this guy, oh my god, they truly deserve it. Despite the fact I'm really sad what happened to him and the way that they treated him and kicked him out of his own company. I really respect Travis. I love him. He's one of the greatest entrepreneur of all time. This guy deserves lots of credit. And I mean, the government were against him. Regulations, demonstrations, you name it. And at the end, look at them. That's the power of not giving up, my friend, right there. That's the power of not giving up. So I like to think of rejection as a kind of filter. It filters out the people who don't want it bad enough. Those people that they give up too early. Every time you get rejected and decide to keep going, you're effectively saying, I still believe in myself, even if you don't. That's what I like. You're taking power away from the external judge and keeping it for yourself. That's incredibly powerful. It builds resilience like nothing else. After enough rejections, you get a bit numb to it. Not that you stop caring entirely, but it doesn't knock you down as long. You start to see it as a feedback or just a step closer to the right opportunity. That happens to me. It's like doing cold showers or lifting weights. It's uncomfortable at first, but you build tolerance and strength, right? Now, you really need to wake up. Seriously. Always like feeling down, the first rejection, let's say you even raise money, right? I mean, this happens to me at the beginning. So first, it was all these problems, hassle, solo founder, building the product, going through the pandemic, no money, bootstrap, and finally, I raised money from an angel investor who's my friend too. And before that, you are like, oh, when I raise money, the problem are done. But then, the actual problem is just starting because you want ROI and all that. So it happens like even at the beginning when I was, going door to door and signing all these different restaurants. Sometimes when we were going to expand to a new city or a new location, when I was going to sign the first restaurant and they were rejecting, or they were like, yeah, we are using another service, or we don't want to pay commission and all that. I was like, oh my God, the first thing, I swear to God, I was like that. I was like, oh, we lost it. We can't expand to this town. Nope. Not happening. Damn. Now, how can I go back to my team and say what we lost to open in this new location? And then I was letting that, some time pass, going, take a cold shower, take rest, you know, relax, going to my next meetings. And it's like, dude, the war didn't end just because someone rejected me. Look, I tell you what, let me give you another example. So you are a guy and you're going, you want to have you're single and you're looking for a girlfriend, for a love, for a relation, for a one night stand, whatever you're looking for. So I'm asking you this. The first girl, let's say you're in a club, you're in the library, you're school, college, wherever you are, wherever you want to talk to that girl that you like. So the first girl you're entering to the club, to the party, and the first girl you see and you like, you go to talk, but she rejects you. Or she's like, oh, sorry, I have a boyfriend. Or, her friends, they come drag her away. What you gonna do? Becoming gay? Seriously, like, oh, I got rejected, so girls are not for me. No, bro, you don't give up. You go to the next, until you find the right person you like. Right? Same thing in business, same thing in life. You get rejected one time, it's not like, oh, okay, I'm giving up. It's not for me. I gotta go find a job and work for someone. If you go with that method, with that belief, with that understanding, then my question is again, the first girl who's rejecting you at the party, do you think that you might become a gay just because, hey, the first girl rejected me, so maybe I should be a gay? You really think like that? No. So why when it comes down to business you think like that? Why? Ask yourself. Now, look, fear of judgment is like an imaginary cage. The bars aren't real, but you feel trapped at all time, like all the same. You stay in this tiny comfort zone, like, which we call it a cell. Let's say like a comfort zone cell, because the door to freedom, doing what you actually want, is guarded by the boogeyman of what will they think. This is what I hate. People care so much about what will they think. What will they think? Sometimes when we go out, we go to the beach or we go here or to a mall or something, you know, I might laugh loud or I might do something crazy and funny and stupid, and then, people around me, my friends, my brother, my girlfriend, and all that, they're like, hey, stop, there are people around, or, you shout too much or you laugh too much, and then I'm looking around, I'm like, bro, nobody's here. Nobody's looking at us. They're just, having their own lunch or dinner or playing. They're in their phone. What? Now, by the way, hey, stop for a moment. Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you just go up to run butt naked into the street just because, yeah, Alice said you shouldn't care about others people's opinion. Or I took a piss in the middle of the mall or in the cinema. you know, I was talking into, with FaceTiming my friend and laughing loud and disturbing everybody else, just because, yeah, I don't care what you think, and I do what I like, and don't care about your judgment. No, 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 guys, don't mix things up. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about, not at all. That's crazy. You always have to respect other people and their, uh, their privacy and all that. I'm talking about your life, your future, your now, your moment, the moment that you are living now, and how you always destroy it because you think you are in the spotlight, because you think the cameras are on you and they are broadcasting you all over the world, and it's like you are the, you know the final game of the World Cup, and Messi and Cristiano are both playing, and everybody are watching you. I'm talking about that. So living for the approval of others is like being a puppet on strings. Every time you alter your course to avoid an eye roll or chase a compliment, you are letting someone else tug on the strings. Cut the damn string, dude. That's it. Cut the damn string. Think of fear of judgment another way. It's like driving with the, parking brake on. You can still move, but everything's slower, harder, and you're gonna burn out your engine or your tires or something. Now, in this case, in business and life, engine is your mind, is your happiness in the process. When you finally release that brake, stop caring so much about the judgment. You zoom. You finally start making real progress because you're not dragging that extra friction everywhere you go. So, look, here's the hard truth: people will judge you no matter what. You can't avoid it. You walk on water, someone will say it's because you can't swim, right? So, it's crazy. People, they judge anything. So, you know, and no matter what you do, they'll judge. And then 10 minutes later, they'll move on to judge someone else or worrying about what others think of them. It's a carousel of nonsense. Seriously. Don't hop on that ride. Another hard truth: failure and rejection will happen if you strive for anything big. Not might, will. I'm telling you. You will embarrass yourself at some point. You will have an idea flop. You will hear no a lot, especially if you are breaking out of the usual path. And you have to know that's normal. That's okay. It doesn't mean you suck. It means you tried. The only people who never fail are those who never try. A life without failure is a life without risk, which is a life without growth. You learn from every rejection, every failure. So each failure teaches you something that brings you closer to success. It's either redirects you to a better path or make you improve your approach. That's it. Most people are concerned about themselves that, your failure aren't you know, on their radar. Remember that spotlight effect I talked about before? We are all the stars of our own little movies. In your movie, you think everyone is a critic in the audience. But in their movies, you are an extra at most. Hate to break it to you, but you are not that important to others. And and to people's daily mental space. So it means you can screw up and, fuck up in the public. And the world mostly don't give a damn about you. They're just busy for their own life. Like, seriously. I mean, go in the middle of the. By the way, I'm not uh, telling you to do that, but you want something crazy? Go in your city, in the the most busiest street, the walking street. Go in the middle of the way, pull your pants down, and just take a crap. What do you think gonna happen? Some people, they're just gonna walk away and just look, oh shit, this guy's crazy, and just like on the phone, they go away. They don't even, and then they forget it. They don't even talk about that to their friends. Or most probably they're gonna, oh yeah, I saw this guy taking crap. Okay, that's it. Now what you're doing tonight, bro? Nobody cares. Or win the championship of all time. You are playing a box at school or basketball or whatever you do. Again, they don't even talk about it. They don't care. They care about their own, problems or their own issues. So let me drop an analogy about rejection here. Rejection is like being a baseball hitter. Even the Hall of Fame hitters in baseball fail 7 out of 10 times in the plate. A 300 batting average, 30% success, make you an all-star. Think about it. Life is similar. You're gonna swing and miss penalty. But you only need to, connect a few times to score big. You might pitch your business to 50 clients to land 5. Those 5 could be enough to make you profitable. You might share 100 posts to have one go viral and one opportunities. And I mean, to open opportunities. You might have to ask out a bunch of people before finding the one who says yes, and because the love of your life, and becomes the love of your life, right? So if you're afraid to swing because you might miss, you'll never hit anything. Embrace the misses. Each one is a step closer to a hit. So look, you hear this a lot. Life is short. You hear it all the time from everybody. But do you really feel, I mean, since you burn until you die, how many times, seriously, how many times you hear life is short? Seriously, think about it. But do you really feel it in your gut? Life is short. Hmm? You don't know if you got 50 years left or 50 days. Think about it. Yo, that's crazy. Think about it. You might be like 18 years old right now listening to this, or 20 or 25 or 30. And you might think like, I'm still young, and what is this guy talking about? Yeah, oh my God. But how about if you just go out and get hit by a bus? How about something happened, like a brain attack or something? How about if you're just playing soccer with your friends and you both uh you wanna hit the there is a ball coming, like a long pass, and you both like jump and you wanna hit the ball with your heads, and then you just boom, crash in the air, and you hit your heads, and boom, you're gone. That's how easily you can go away from the planet, from the life. Easily. People, they think like dying or killing is kind of like a you have to pass. It's kind of like it's hard, or it's not doable, or it's not. Bro, the difference between being alive and being dead is it's just like a thin hair. That's just a super thin hair. That's the difference, being alive or being dead. Yo, can you realize someone right now that I'm recording this pod and you are listening to this most probably in an hour or tomorrow or so? Do you realize that someone is waking up, going to work, and before that, he's having breakfast with his family, with his wife and beautiful children, and giving them a kiss, and I see you in the afternoon, and he never comes back home because he dies in the highway in a car accident. So yeah, life is short, life is short, life is short. But do you really take that seriously? I'm telling you again, you don't know if you got 50 years in front of you, or 50 days, or maybe even 5 days, or 5 hours, or 5 minutes. And even if you live up to 100 years, right? In the grand scheme of the world, that's a blink of an eye. Why would you spend that blink living according to other people's expectations? I mentioned the top regret of dying already, not living true to themselves. Do you want that to be you? Do you want to be that person? Let's assume you live 100 years old. All right? And a super healthy and happy life. But again, do you want to be that guy who's on your deathbed, 100 years old, and then you are like, damn, I could do more for me rather than doing for others. And by that, I don't mean like I could do good for others. By that, I mean like I didn't live my life for me, I did it for the others. Hey, I always liked my living room wall to be green, always. But I had to paint them white just because for the others, because the others, they liked it more white. And if I would have done it green, they would make fun of me. Just a simple example, right? Or I wanted to sing in that party, or I wanted to dance, or I wanted to go to talk to that girl, but I did not because the others who are my friends in this scenario, they would make fun of me. So I lost my chance. I wanted to start that company or that clothing shop or that flower shop or my startup idea, but I didn't do it because I had the fear of what if I fail, and I didn't even start. So I can't even say if, I mean, look, that's why we entrepreneurs, we always say fucking start doing whatever you want to do, no matter even if you fail. At the end, at least you're gonna say I tried. So I'm not gonna regret. What if? Oh my god, if I have done, I would have be a millionaire or a billionaire by now. So no, you're gonna be like, at least I tried. I didn't make it. I wasn't good enough, and I did something else. All right. So at least I tried. So do you wanna be that person who's on the deathbed and it'd be like, hey, I could be a basketball player, but I didn't try for it. I could be a good chef. I could be a good DJ. I could be I could be a soccer player. I could be a coach. I could be a painter. I could be a musician, but I didn't try for it because I had to do something else for the others, because I had to take that corporate job because of my parents, so they can show off to my uncle and my aunt and our relatives that, hey, oh yeah, my son works in this VC, or in the he's the general manager of the bank or something like that. And I wasted my life, while I would be more happy to work in my own food truck and make cheesesteak sandwich or hot dogs and selling out to people and being my own boss and my own employee. But instead of that, I had to go to school, become a lawyer, and go every day to the fucking court and deal with the criminals and the cops and here and there. Just why? Because my family, to show off to our relatives and to our friends that my son or my daughter is a lawyer, and he got his degree from Harvard University. But in reality, I hate that job, I hate that life, and I really want to sell ice cream. I just want to have my ice cream car, go pull up to any beach I want to do and play my music and just sell ice cream to people, and that makes me happy, and I make good money that I can have a good life, and it really, it's really joyful. So do you want to be that person that will regret when they're on their deathbed? So do you want to be, um you know again, imagine on your deathbed and thinking like, I really wish I hadn't worried so much about what my Instagram followers thought. Think about that. Bro, I'm not even talking about being a lawyer or selling ice cream at the beach or lemonade. I'm talking about fucking Instagram. Just let that sink in for a moment, please. You're in your deathbed and you are like, I wish I hadn't worried so much about my Instagram followers' thought. Or I regret not starting, that business because my Uncle Joe said it was a stupid idea and I believed him. Or why did I waste my years trying to impress people who don't even care about me? No, you don't. You don't want to be that person. I sure as hell you don't want to be that person. I'd rather say, well, I went for it. Sometimes I fell on my face. Sometimes I flew. But at least it was my life. I lived it my way. Right? Life's too damn short to give a shit about petty judgments. There's a quote often attributed, probably falsely, to some wise figure that goes, when you're 20, you care what everyone thinks. When you're 40, you stop caring what everyone thinks. When you're 60, you realize no one was ever really thinking about you in the first place. There is a lot of truth here. As you age, you hopefully realize more and more that most of the worrying was pointless. But why wait until you're 60 to get that freedom? Why not internalize it now? Save yourself the decade of stress and anxiety. Think about the most inspirational people you know or know of. Are they people who played it safe and never, went out of their comfort zone? Or are they people who dare to be themselves and do something different? Haters be damned. Hmm? So, I mean, I'm betting it's the latter. From entrepreneurs to artists to activists. So anyone who leaves a mark. So by ignoring the naysayers and pushing on, they have limited time on earth like all of us, and they choose to spend it boldly. That's inspiring as hell. It's also something you can do in your own way. You don't need to be famous or change the whole world. You just need to change your world by living true to you. Right? So, look, um, I really want you to, you know, actually screw it. Do it right now. I wanted to say, like, I want you to do something after you listen to this episode, but fuck it, do it right now. As you're listening, if you can, think of one thing, just one, that you've been holding back. I just want you right now, guys, think of one thing, just one, that you've been holding back on because of fear of judgment or rejection. What is it? Got it in your mind? Take your time. Again, think of one thing, just one, that you've been holding back on because of fear of judgment or rejection. Right? Maybe you want to go live on social media on Instagram. Maybe you like to be a food taster. Maybe when you eat, you want to just record yourself, explain the food. Maybe you want to sing and post it on your YouTube account. Maybe you want to wear something that you think, oh, at school they're gonna laugh at me. Maybe you want to paint your hairs. Whatever. So, got it in your mind? All right. Now, commit to taking action on it. Today, not tomorrow, not someday. Not when you magically stop feeling scared. You know? Today, right now. Take action. If you wanna go live on your Instagram, just talk bullshit, whatever, sing, do funny stuff, talk about politics, do it. You wanna post that story, that post, that reel, do it. You wanna record yourself while you are eating, post it on your social media, on your YouTube, do it. You wanna call that girl that you like, that you got the number from your college or your school or university, or you met at the bar or a club or whatever, but you're shy, do it. You want to call that girl that you met at your friend's birthday, and let's say, she's the friend of your friend's girlfriend, and you're afraid to call because you're like, how about if I get rejected next time? If I go to my friend's house, she's gonna be there, and it's gonna be kind of like her. Do it. Just pick up the fucking damn phone, call her. You want to start that business? Do it, and see what's gonna happen next. I tell you what's gonna happen next. Nothing's gonna happen next. Nothing. The word is the same, bro. What do you expect? You're gonna expect if you pick up your phone and call that girl and say like, hey, you know what? I like you and want to ask you out. Okay? What do you think gonna happen? If she say yes or no, what do you think gonna happen? The fairy tale's gonna come down, or some kind of special rain's gonna happen in the world, or the aliens gonna come, or the stock market gonna, or the World War III gonna happen, or the sky is gonna cry, and the Jesus gonna wake up. Nothing gonna happen. Nothing. If she say yes, nothing gonna happen in the world. Nobody cares. Nobody give a damn. If she says no, nothing gonna happen. Nobody cares. Nobody give a damn. If she comes sleep with you for one night stand, nobody cares. Nobody give it. If you guys get married and make babies and stuff, again, nobody cares. Nobody's gonna give a damn. So that's gonna happen. Nobody cares. Nobody gonna give a damn. We are like 8 billion in this world. We're all busy with our own shit. So nobody cares. So just whatever is holding you back, I want you to do it right now. Thank you for listening to this pod. And if you found it useful, or if you know that person in your life, in your family, in your circle, that they need to listen to this, please share it with them. It means a lot. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.